Today I'm talking to Leigh from Celestial Marketing. She is a sales agent and has been with the company for about 6 months. We're chatting here just also around how the impact has been from the work from an office environment to work from home. Let me know what you think after you see this clip.
So today I'm joined by Leigh Samuels, a sales agent working for Celestial Marketing.
So
So how
yeah,
long have you been in the industry, in the contact center industry in total?
yeah, for about 6 months. So I just
Okay,
started
so 6 months.
last year. Yeah, it's just 6 months.
Okay, so you're pretty new in the industry.
Mhm.
A big change from from where we in brick and mortar office situation to working from home. How do you feel this change has impacted you from a customer facing perspective? Has it made any impact?
Not at all, because basically what we do at home, it's exactly the same thing we're doing in the office. So our company sent us basically everything. They've equipped us with everything that we need just to continue with our jobs as per usual. I think the major difference basically is just having your work set up at home.
Yeah.
Because I'm the type of person who likes to, when you get home, it's more of your safe space where you go home to like chill and relax. So that is quite a major change in terms of just being at the office and separating home from work. Yeah, so
So
that's the only major change. Yeah.
is it a major change in terms of how you see the space now? I mean, it sounds like you compartmentalize work and then home. So now
Hmm.
it's all sort of
Yeah.
meshed into one.
Mhm.
So how has that impacted your home life, for example?
I wouldn't say that remote working impacted my home life. It's basically just the COVID situation.
Yeah,
So that is the big impact. Yeah. So if we take you back to the COVID and not being able to actually going outside and doing things as I would per usual,
yeah,
because I'm an outgoing person and I like to, do things apart from work. So separating everything, just compartmentalizing everything. So it's basically COVID that's having the biggest, the biggest stressor. So the remote working is quite fine. I think it's much easier actually to be at home and doing it this way, even though I would prefer to separate it.
yeah.
But it's much easier where you can basically just at the end of your shift, if there is some things that you need to finish up, or it is quite nice that you are at home and you have your own time that you can do that. Whereas at the office, you would have maybe to come back the next day and do it. So being at home, it's quite nice, but it's basically the COVID that's affecting me in terms of just basically separating everything completely. Where home is supposed to just be your safe space and your
Yeah.
chill zone, so you can't really go out anywhere now and do anything about it. So yeah,
So everything is at home. Your work, your leisure,
yeah,
your going outside, everything
everything.
everything's at home.
It's inside 24/7. Yeah.
So talk to me about your experience just in that first week when the president said we're going into lockdown. You've got
Hmm.
basically 3 days, I think it was, to get everything up and running if you were going to work from home. What was that experience
Hmm.
like for you?
Um, um, we basically prepped for that already. So at work, we
Okay,
were rushing to get things, and I think the company took the initiative to already prepare basically for everything. So it
nice.
wasn't much stressing. So once the president said lockdown, we were good to go and we were up and running. It was just basically getting used to it. So with the systems, they put everything on PCs, gave everyone laptops, set up everything for us, and we just had to go home and start working. So yeah.
So now you're at home, you're working. I know you said you're only really 6 months into it in terms of the
Yeah.
industry itself. But tell me, in terms of what you're experiencing at home on your day to day versus what you would have experienced in the office on a day to day, what are the challenges that you are facing potentially or have faced that you wouldn't necessarily have faced if you were in the office?
So in the office, I talk a lot. So I ask lots of questions, and I just want to know things, even though I'm not even supposed to know them. I just want to know how everything works all the time.
Okay,
So I know my team leader is probably fed up of all the questions I have to ask, but it hasn't changed in office environment because they are accessible. So
nice.
whenever I need anything, everyone's there. So we have everyone on WhatsApp, we have them on email, and it's quite smoothly, because as soon as I have a question, there's like 5 people that I can ask, in terms of just leadership,
Yeah.
and then also other agents that are like willing to assist always. So my work basically hasn't been affected, and all my questions and things, I can still ask them whenever I want to. What I do miss though is just the vibe. The vibe at work. It's always, it's light, it's fun. It's not like where you're just sitting and doing your work basically. So having other people around, just to make a little joke or so. But that's basically it. Yeah,
It's
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 the
that
it's
at,
the work
it's that
atmosphere. Yeah.
atmosphere you're missing.
Hmm.
Prior to I guess COVID, in that space, I know you're saying that's the atmosphere that you're missing. It's I guess that camaraderie that you're missing.
Hmm.
In terms of the work itself, is anything lacking? Support wise, technical support, you know, leadership support, is anything like that? Is everything still the way you would have normally experienced it in the office?
Yeah, yeah, everything's still the same. So I have everyone on call. If I need anything, like I said before, we can just pop a message, and we use any desk most of the time. So if I suck at systems, so if I'm having an issue, someone would just any desk me figure it out for me and then get me back on the dialer. So it is quite easy.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing lacking in
Okay.
that regard. Everything is still to the T.
So Celestial Marketing has really come to the party
Yeah,
in terms of making the transition quite smooth, which is
easy.
great.
Yeah. Mhm.
And from a connectivity perspective, because that is quite a big thing, especially that
Yeah.
first 2 weeks or so. How are we going to get the agents connected? How are you physically connecting to the internet?
All right, so everyone has been issued with these little modems, and then
Yeah.
I also have Wi-Fi at home. So
Okay.
in the beginning, it was a bit dodge, so I just switched between the two, so that
Just
you have a
dodge.
backup. It's
What
always
does
it
what does
was
that
dodge,
mean?
yeah, because I was like, I was scared if I lose connection, what am I gonna do? It's my
Sure.
job. So
Yeah.
yeah, so if the weather sucks, it is quite tricky,
Okay.
but we work patiently with it. So you have to be patient in terms of if you can't connect, give it a second, reboot everything. And a couple of days ago, my laptop actually crashed. So I
Okay.
was like, what am I going to do now? And then called my team leader. I was like, Franklin, I'm having a problem. Things are broken. All right. And then it took about a day or two.
Wow.
Yeah, it took about a day or two, and they set me up again. Yeah.
Okay.
They Ubered
Did
me a
they
whole PC thing, so
they
I'm set
Ubered
up
you?
again. Mhm.
Okay. So did somebody come out
Yeah,
and help you
everything
with that
just
or not?
basically they did it already. So they
Okay.
just dropped off the PC, and then I was good to go.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds like a smooth operation
Mhm.
there.
It was smooth. I was
Yeah.
surprised because I was like, what am I gonna do now?
That's very cool.
So yeah, but they made it like super easy for me. So
Okay.
yeah.
Talk to me about how you are experiencing being at home and
Hmm.
you potentially have noise in the background. I don't know who you live with. It might be your parents, it might be your partner, um, dogs barking in the background, maybe kids shouting,
Hmm.
anything like that that's impacted your actual interaction with your customers.
Yeah, I'm fortunate enough to actually being on my own, not having any
Okay.
kids that I need to see to or anything. But in terms of the neighbors, it can be quite tricky because the music, and the loud music, and the
Okay.
dogs barking, like you said before. But I normally drown that out, so I'll play like soft music in the background, having the clients actually listen to the music and distracting them from whatever's happening
Yeah.
externally.
So at the moment you're speaking to me and you don't have a headset on. Do you normally do that with your customers or do
I
you actually have a
actually
headset?
have one.
Okay.
My hair is just funny. Yeah. Can you see?
No, it's fine. I'm just trying to establish if your headset helps with those noise levels that you're talking about from your neighbors.
Yeah, yeah, it does help because it's everything's on the headset.
Okay.
But I did a test run with one of my colleagues just to hear if you can hear the noise outside, and sometimes you can hear. Basically, my dogs are by my window, so if
Okay.
they need me, they're like barking just here next to me. So the positioning of where I'm sitting or where I'm set up, it's very close to the noise because I'm at the window.
Okay.
But I can hear everything fine. Clients seem to be hearing me fine too. So yeah.
Any objections from your clients around that part, the noise levels, the dogs barking, music playing? Um,
Now,
Any customers having issues with it?
the only objection I had so far was just basically connectivity, where they can't just hear me because maybe the Wi-Fi is down or
Okay.
yeah, but nothing in terms of the noise.
Okay, that's good. Do you find that, or do you feel that even if they did hear that, they'll be a little bit more sympathetic towards the situation than if we were pre this COVID-19 and we in an office and you had maybe your colleagues making a noise? Would they have said something at that particular point in time?
Yeah, I doubt it because everyone knows we're at home. So
Yeah,
I even have questions, are you working remotely? And they'll be like, yeah, I need to feed the family. I'm working remotely just so that they can also get into that vibe with me because most of my clients are also working from home.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's easier. They do understand. But if we were in an office situation, yeah, there's no noise in the background there really. We
Okay,
are
yeah,
basically all together chilling. The only noise would just be us asking each other questions or
yeah.
having a laugh or so. Hmm.
Which is what you miss apparently. Um,
Yeah, yes, I do.
so so you at home now. You Do you find that there's a change in things like work-life balance, maybe your expenses maybe is different, less, more?
Mhm,
Well, depends on how you look at it. Um,
mhm.
any of those changes that you've seen that would not have ordinarily been there if you were still working in the office environment?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The COVID is saving me money like lots because I have nothing to do now. So
Sure.
it's no traveling. There's no jewels to go to. There's
Yeah.
nothing to do now. So I'm not. Yeah, so I'm saving lots of money every
No new
day.
clothes to buy.
Um, exactly, because I'm basically in pajamas 24/7, which is quite fun. So yeah, this COVID has saved me in terms of the finances. I am
Okay.
saving lots of money every month. And then yeah, working from home, it's different, but it is fun. So it's fine. It's not fun, it's just fine. Yeah.
If you had the choice
Mhm.
and your leaders came to you and said, Lee, we're going to give you a choice to stay at home
Mhm.
permanently or go back to the office. What would your choice be, you think? Given what you know
Oh, that's a
now.
tough one.
I know.
Oh, that's a tough one.
But you've experienced both now,
Um,
so you can actually make an informed decision.
mhm. I would probably work from home.
Okay.
I would work from home, even though I miss everything and I miss the life and all the colleagues and so. But I feel like I'm more productive at home
Okay.
because like I said before, if my shift's over,
Yeah.
there's nothing stopping me from actually putting in those extra hours now because I have everything at my fingertips. So I could still create my pack, send out documents, call SMS clients, email them, do those things that I couldn't have done if I was in the office. So I'm being more productive, making more money for myself at home, saving more money on maybe transport, food every day,
Yeah.
clothing.
Sure.
And it's easier where you can just hop straight out of bed and then just start dialing. So
Yeah.
it's much nicer at home.
Okay.
Hmm.
So if that be the case, currently I know you said earlier on that you guys are quite smooth with the communication and you can throw a WhatsApp out and somebody will answer your questions. In terms of your team leaders engaging with you on a regular basis, catching up with you, doing coaching sessions, all of those, are those happening? Are those um, whether it be over the phone or Skype or whatever the case may be, are those still happening as it
Yeah.
would have been in the office environment?
Yeah, more so now actually.
Okay,
There's always someone there. So we're always trying out new systems. I was trained I think it was in the beginning of the month on a whole new system. And it worked out because we did the same thing with the Zoom. Someone was there explaining, had sessions in meetings and things like that. So our
yeah,
team leaders are always there.
great.
And like I said before, they're very accessible. So they're always, if you need anything, they're there. So with the training also, because I'm new, so um, yeah, because I'm new, I have lots of things to ask, lots of things that I need to learn still. So they're always there just helping, basically. So you
So it
feel like
really
they're always there in the background if you need anything.
so it really sounds like if if this was done pre-COVID, there wouldn't really have
Mm.
been an issue. It would have been business
Nah,
as usual.
yeah, I think COVID just gave us that go ahead, like let's
Mm,
try out something new because we have no choice.
yeah.
But working remotely would have been actually easier before. Hmm.
So in in your case, things seem to be quite smooth and running quite easily and business as usual. What are your colleagues feeling? Have you guys chatted about that? I mean, are they experiencing the same thing you're experiencing?
I know some of my colleagues have kids, and maybe the areas they live in, the connectivity is bad, or
Mm,
if something does happen, we basically everyone is it's like a big family, so we all have a WhatsApp group that we're always chatting in, throwing out new ideas, new concerns, and things like that. So for them, it might be challenging, uh, just basically running your household. For example, if you had kids, having to cook or things like that in the meantime while you are working. And now that you are at home, maybe you have your dependents are more dependent on you now.
yeah,
So that could be a problem that they might be facing. And also connectivity. Most of the time, it's one or two agents in the day would just say, "Guys, I'm down. Going to restart my PC, restart my router, see if that works."
yeah.
And it normally does work in about 10 to 20 minutes. Then everyone's back up again. So
Okay.
it could be challenging, but it's minor things that can be ironed out easily.
So working from home for the last few weeks now, have there been anything that you looked at that said, "Oh, I wish I could make this change to make things easier"? It sounds like everything is smooth already, but sometimes there's just
Mhm.
one, even if it's a small thing, that we could make a change to actually make this run even better. Do you have anything like that? Do you have any experiences that you looked at and said, "Gee whiz, I wish we could change that"?
Actually, no, because I think whoever we have in charge is thinking about all these things before they even happen. So
Sure,
for now, yeah, for now
that's
there's
in,
like there's nothing that I can argue or say there's like this could be better because
yeah.
I have everything I need. It's just myself having to put in the time. So yeah, for now there's nothing. Yeah,
So
Celestial has basically taken care of us.
I was going to say, clearly, Celestial Marketing is the benchmark then.
By doing something right, hey?
Clearly. Leigh, thanks a lot. I really appreciate your time. Um,
Yeah.
that was very informative. I'm quite impressed with the transition that Celestial has certainly worked towards to get into a smooth transition.
Mhm.
Not always the case with everyone, but certainly it sounds like you guys have done something right, like you said. Thanks a
Mhm.
lot. I appreciate your time.